So traders, with the stock market and everything completely falling off the cliff today, my oh my, what is going on with these markets? And I want to share with you why I believe, I don't want you to freak out, because I really honestly am going to show you why I see there's probably likely to be a very strong rally out of these markets really soon, because I wanted to show you a few simple things around these markets and what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at gold, looking at the mining sector as well too, and obviously silver, and obviously stock market as well too, and also be looking at the good old Bitcoin as well too. Just in these markets, guys, just to help you out. Now, the first thing I want to start off with is a lot of things I've been explaining and talking about with my private clients today. I did a really good, amazing session with them today, just to help them understanding about what's going on. Here's the thing about the actual markets itself, okay? So the markets and the way these markets work, right? One of the reasons why a lot of traders can't do well out of these markets is because they wait for people to tell them what to do, or they wait for the market to move in that direction. And as you know, if you look at any market out there, right? You look at any market out there. I'm actually looking at AG right now. Any market, right? We go to the S&P 500. We see that with this whole movement through here, that through all the times, when was the best time to be looking to get into the market? Even from a short-term trading perspective, meaning for a week or two or so on and so forth. Now, through here, the best times is when the markets, when there's a lot of fear in the marketplace. How could we know that? Well, let's bring this up here. Let's bring the fear and greed up to you, for you guys, to share with you. Because I don't want you guys freaking out about this, all right? Because it's in the moments when there's a lot of people running for the exit door, a lot of fear in the marketplace, aka look at this extreme fear reading. Now, most people think, oh, there's extreme fear in the marketplace, the market's going to crash, right? We see this all the time. So if you've been around the markets, I would say less than 5 years, then you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, the market's in turmoil right now. That's it. It's all over. The market's going to keep going down, right? So you probably been thinking that. You might even see that, right, in the marketplace. And so one thing that's really important to understand is when we're looking at these markets, what we do is we just want to understand, if we're looking at even from a short-term flow or the short-term movement of these markets, what happens with this level here? The reason why this is so important, the fear and greed index, because whenever there is a lot of fear in the marketplace, this fear and greed index, because this is representing what's happening right now, there tends to be, when there's extreme fear, that tends to be short-term bottom opportunities. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to go into a big massive trend, but for a short-term movement over the next, say, couple of weeks, there's a very good chance we're going to see a nice, good, strong rally out of the stock market. Now, why am I saying that? Because when there is fear in the marketplace, that most people are then on that camp. So if you go look at this is obviously here. If we go look at the timeline now, this is the timeline of the fear and greed index. And what do we see here? And I was talking about this with my coaching clients today. You can see here that above this level here is above 75 is what? Extreme greed. Below this 25 level is what? Extreme fear. Now, what does this also represent? When there's a lot of extreme fear, what's happening to the stock market? Right here. The stock market's going down a lot, right? There's a lot of extreme fear in the marketplace. But by understanding the patterns in the markets, you'll be able to see that with the extreme fear, even through here, we didn't quite get to the extreme fear, and now there's more fear than in the last 12 months. If you just looked at this chart as a stock chart, right, and you looked at this as a chart, what would you say is likely to come? You would say, okay, cool. When the market gets down to here, we know that we're pretty close to a short-term bottom. And this movement up here from extreme fear up into maybe neutral or slightly into the greed slightly into the green, almost close to the neutral level there. What is this? This is now the market going up, rallying, which is now stopping investors going from fear, because market go down causes fear. Market go up causes what? No fear in the marketplace. So as you can see, every time there's extreme fear on a short-term basis, we end up getting what? We end up getting that. And now we're at more fear than ever before, or more fear compared to the last 12 months. Now, what does that mean? That means by looking at the actual stock market right now, and this level through here, we can see we're actually through here. So that's the first thing I want to say about the actual stock market. The stock market's going down, yes. But what also can we look at this level here, right? What also can we see? We can see here that the market doesn't just go straight down, does it, right? Even through these periods through here, what ends up happening? We go down, but then we end up getting the rally for a week, right? We go down, we get a rally for a week. We go down, 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 right? We end up getting just a little bit too far away from the moving average, and then we get a bit of a rally. See that through there? So we're not going to go just straight down, right? Even in a bear market phase, recession period through there, right? Whenever we go through this period, the market doesn't just go straight down, right? So if you're fearful of this happening, the S&P 500 is probably not going to do that. Individual stocks can, right? And so can so on and so forth, right? So you look at things like, Tesla and all that sort of stuff. Tesla's getting destroyed right now. Could be a good buying opportunity for Tesla. Anyway, I'll leave that for you guys. So the reason why I'm saying that right now, guys, is as we can see by looking at the actual stock market, that yes, we've been selling off quite strongly, but as we saw, we're probably likely to get a bit of a bounce. Even in a downward movement through here, if we get too far, we have a move, we end up getting what? At least a rally. If we're going to start more of a downward movement, right? A downward movement, we're going to get a rally. Okay? So there's a high probability now. Guess what? We've come down through here. If this is going to be the start of a big move on the downside, what is a big move? A big move is just a downward trend, right? That's all it is. It's just a bear market, right? A crash is just that. It's just a bear market. Now, for a crash to be happening, for a bear market to be happening, what happens? We go down. We have to rally to create the lower high to go down, because this is lower highs, right? So we have to get the rally, don't we? We have to get the rally to then make the trend. So then what happens here? We're probably going to get a rally. And if this is the start of something much bigger, we're probably going to get a rally, and then we're going to come down through to here to make the trend. Now, I don't know what's going to come next. There's either two scenarios. One, we get the rally and then we start this downward trending phase. Or two, we end up getting a very strong V-bottom bounce through here, just like we did back here, big V-bottom, and then we just continue the upward trend. That's also a possibility as well too. So there's a few things there through, guys. So right now, if you're looking to load up the truck with put options because you think the market's going to crash, no FOMO. No FOMO. Okay, so that's what's happening there with the stock market. That's all. Same for the Dow, Nasdaq. Actually, the Nasdaq's right at level of support. Look at this level through here, right at this level of support. Anyway, I was just doing some few things here with my coaching clients. Anyway, so that's what we see through there. Let's go look at the actual silver market from here as well too. So this is the silver market. Silver market's just holding strong, guys. A little bit of a drop to the downside. Nothing really too concerned about this market right now, right? But just a little bit of a downside through here. And then as you can see, we're having a little bit of a drop, but silver's actually still holding up really, really, really strong compared to a lot of the markets, right? So that's through there. That's the big level through there. What we see also, we see that this market has actually also came down towards, and it came down to create the high low, but it held the 50% level. This is now the makings or the start of a strong trend. And because it's obviously up, we're now likely to be moving. This is now likely to be the start of a strong trend to the upside. Now, what is a strong trend? Strong trend is what? Up and then comes back down, find support, might come back up, come back down, but it's holding this support level. So we're probably likely to see a lot more upside to come out of this silver market from here. Really, 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 really strong from there. Especially that whole, definitely around the $33 level. As you can see, if we hold here with silver, get a breakout, Silver could be getting ready for a nice move to come. Let's go look at gold right now. Gold right now is obviously a lot different. Gold is already been on a big tear for quite some time. So it's creating a different pattern from here. So looking at gold right now, we're probably likely to spend just a lot more time. Yeah, I would say we're probably going to spend a lot more time. Just like you see, it's just a repetitive pattern, right? We go up for a few months, and then we spend 3 to 4 months going sideways, 3 to 4 months going sideways. We're probably going to spend another 3 to 4 months going sideways from here. But I think we're getting ready towards, because what ends up happening, we go through a bit of a distribution phase or whatever it is, and we start to stair step, and then there's eventually come a point in time when we start to do nothing for a while. I think we're getting very, very close to doing nothing for a while out of gold, because we've been in this big movement over now for well over 12 months. So we may be getting ready for an extended period, maybe in the next 3 to 6 months, of maybe doing nothing. Not a big crash, but maybe doing nothing when it comes to that level through there. Moving on now through the mining sector. Mining sector still holding very strong. What you can see with the mining sector, we actually came down from here to here. We rallied up, as you can see. We almost 50% hold, and now we're holding through here. So the GDX is actually holding up really, 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 really strong. The GDXJ, same sort of thing. If we look at the Fibonacci levels from here, that low point up towards that high point, look at that level there. Absolutely bang, smack on the 50%. Now, what does that mean? When the market rallies like that and comes back down and holds the 50% level, what does that mean? Means we're now starting to gain a bit of strength in that direction, a bit of strong trend. So as long as it holds this 50% level, then there's a good chance we're going to start to see this, and then the breakup, and then away we go from there, right? So really, really, really interesting stuff that's happening through there, guys. If we look at the silver mining stocks, there's still... The silver mining stocks really need to break out. We're still in like this bit of a downward sort of phase through here. We have this low, lower high, then it rallied up and we created another lower high, another lower high. So the silver mining stocks are in a bit more of a downward phase from here. There's still the SIL and the SILJ as well too. So very, 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 very sort of on just again, the trend is actually down on the silver mining stocks, where the gold mining stocks, the trend is starting to shift back to the upside. So really, 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 interesting stuff from there, guys. Now let me go show you what's happening with the oil market. This is one market that I have been really focusing on myself. Let's go to the daily charts. Right, and now we're actually, that's actually Tesla. Let's go to here. Now we can see this is US oil. I saw someone recently short this one here. Guys, don't be taking a trade based off this video here. I'm actually expecting, someone said they shorted oil down here. I'm actually expecting a rally out of oil soon. I got someone said I've shorted oil, or should I have shorted a USO? And I'm like, I looked at that comment. I'm like, why are you shorting it down here for? That's the wrong time to be shorting something, right? Don't be shorting something, guys, because look at the way the market works, right? Whenever the market goes down for a bit, we end up getting a rally, right? So we've been going down for quite some time. We're probably going to get a bit of a rally here soon. If you're shorting oil right now, this is the wrong time to be shorting oil, right? Why? Because how do markets work? They flow, right? We go down for a while, then we pop back up. So I saw someone just recently said that they're shorting oil. I'm not short oil right now. I'm waiting for a good short setup. And this is the wrong time for me to look for a short trade because I don't have my setup. And on top of that, whenever we do get these very strong downward movements through here, inevitably we're going to get what? We're going to get the flowing action down, back up, down, and so on and so forth, right? So we get the flowing action, right? So if we know this is how the markets work, they wave up and down, right? All up and down, up and down. Then the worst time to be looking for a short is that there. Anyway, so I'm still expecting a bit of a bounce. What is that? What is that? Anyway, I'm still expecting a bit of a short-term bounce. Why? Because we've just had a very strong movement on the downside, guys. So yeah, we may have a bit more movement on the downside here. But for me, I'm not short yet out of oil, but I am looking for a short. And we're probably another good few months off before I'll start to look for a short setup on that through there on oil. And then let's go look at Bitcoin as well too. Bitcoin. I was seeing, so let me take off the volume here for a minute. So I was seeing whether this was going to be a slingshot pattern or the start of a downward trend. And the slingshot pattern means I was waiting to see, is this here a false breakdown and we break back above, or does this resistance hold and we start a downward trend? So I was looking for both, right? I was looking for what does it do? Now, this is where intelligent traders wait for confirmation. What does that mean? If this is going to be the bottom of a slingshot pattern, you wait for it to get back into here to tell you that this is a slingshot pattern. You don't say it's going to be a slingshot pattern. Now, firstly, if you're going to call it something, understand what that something is, right? If you're going to call it a slingshot pattern, you need to understand what the slingshot pattern is. Oh, man. Right? So, it didn't actually do that, right? I was looking for the slingshot pattern, meaning it comes back down, false breakdown, and push back to the upside. I was looking for that to see if we did do that, or I was looking to see what does the market do? Does it completely reject it or not? And as you can see, we came back up, we completely rejected it, and now we've been starting a downward trend. So to see what's happening here with the good old Bitcoin from here, we're probably likely to see, yeah, we'll probably have probably a little bit more downside to come out of the good old Bitcoin. Yeah, that through there, as you can see. So if I sync these in layout through here, yeah, from there to there, right? Yeah, we probably have a little bit more downside, but there's definitely a lot of support around this level through here, around that 70,000 level through there, maybe even a bit lower. But that's where it's probably going to get and head up. That's where it's probably going to head to on the good old Bitcoin from there. So there we go, traders. Traders, if you do need some help, I'm running a webinar today, and on that webinar, I'm going to teach you all the details to my trading system, my actual proper trading setup. When I'm trading the markets, I use a trading system and a trading setup. If you'd like to learn that, then go to johnsfreetraining.com, or the very first link in the description, click on that. You can join my next webinar, and on the webinar, I'll not only walk you through the system, I'll show you how I scan to find these trades, but then also share with you, which is secret number one, the biggest mistakes that I made so many years in a row that caused me to lose $250,000 in debt. And now, what did I do to stop it, to overcome it? Because a lot of traders are there right now. If you are going backwards, you're going to love this webinar. johnsfreetraining.com, or there should be a link in the description. Click on that. Go register for my next webinar, and I'll see you real soon.